Give it up for my grandma one more time, everybody. Give it up for her. Hell yeah. I asked her beforehand, so it's okay. She told me I could brag, like the best thing about my grandma. And I want to let everybody here know, she actually gives the best head when she takes her teeth out. It is really, really impressive from what I've been told, you know, so it's awesome. Oh man, look at y'all, everybody out here tonight looking pretty, looking good. Let's just turn the lights off and have an orgy real quick. What do y'all say? Anybody? Who else likes upside down pineapples? Where you at? All right, there's the table, guys. There's the freaks. There we go. No, she's like, no, we just do it with us, not with everybody else. You know. Let's go. I heard somebody's birthday earlier. Was it somebody's birthday? Somebody got scared. It's fine. I ain't gonna pick on you. All right, I ain't gonna pick on you, but where you at? All right, they're so old they forgot. It's fine, guys, whatever. Okay, cool. Well, guys, thank y'all for coming out tonight. I really do appreciate it. I don't know if you caught it, my name is Hulin. Everybody says it's a very unusual name. It says one that they've never heard before. If you think about it, it's just a really redneck name. Because what do rednecks do? We just put Lynn on the end of our favorite names, don't we? We got Jamie Lynn, Bear Lynn. Mine's just Hulin. Guys, it's it. Everybody's like, what did you say? That's it. That's simple, guys. We guys, thank y'all for coming. Y'all can be anywhere else in the world. And I'm going to be honest, when a few less of y'all show up to these shows, this just turns into one really weird AA meeting for about 30 minutes. So I see some of y'all drinking water one day at a time. Y'all got this, baby. Y'all got this. Oh, man. Excited to be back in Florida, guys. I tell you, I don't know about y'all, but I freaked out about a day or two ago. I woke up and I kept seeing all these RIP OJ things, and I thought my favorite breakfast beverage was banned for some reason. Come to find out how relieved I was, it was just O.J. Simpson, you know what I mean? I hope he went out with his gloves on, like a true guy, you know what I mean? You think he died of a guilty conscience? No, yes. Of course the white person did, also. Just kidding, guys. This is comedy. Plus, it's only white people. It's fine. Y'all are in a safe place. We're in a safe place tonight, guys. It's fine. I know we're near an Air Force base. We got the military in the house tonight. Veterans who are active in the town there. All right. Everybody in here. What we got going on? Is everybody Air Force or in the back is? What are y'all? Air Force. Anybody not Air Force in here?
Yeah, right here.
Right here. Thank you. One true military person. What are you?
I'm Army.
Hell yeah! I'm Army myself, guys. Fuck all you Air Force assholes. I tried to get in. Apparently the only thing you need to be in the Air Force is 20/20 vision, guys. That's fucking it, and I didn't have it. So, they were like, no, you gotta go to the dumb branch. You know what I mean? Not the Marines. They were busy, so I went to the Army, guys. Went to the Army. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for that. I did like being in the military. My favorite thing about being in the military was getting out. That was the best part about the whole damn thing, to be honest with you. I remember why I joined, I guess, a little bit. There was two reasons, really. The first one was, like, I think every little boy growing up, you watch the military movies and stuff. You get some type of sense of, I want to kill somebody, just for fun, without going to jail. You know what I mean? Like, that sounded good, but, like, I kind of moved past that. Like, I joined, probably like the reason a lot of y'all joined. I joined because I knocked this bitch up, and I needed house and an insurance right away. You know what I mean? Right away. I will tell you though, before I move on with that story, I think my most favorite thing about growing up though with the military was like every branch had like their different sayings, right? Everybody when they come to attention, and in the movies and stuff, really gets your dick hard, and everybody's like, who? You know what I mean? And the Army, like we just discovered earlier, theirs was who, right? Marines, they were pretty badass, right? I think as far as like most badass guys go, those were Marines, right? Every time they came to attention, I was scared somebody was gonna get raped. You know what I mean? Like it was like, ooh, rah, right? And now hands down though, all right, you gotta give them credit. Hands down, my favorite one of all time was from the Navy. Because I'm sure most people are military here, so y'all are aware, the Navy is a branch of the Marines, right? So theirs is very, very similar to the Marines, okay? It starts out the same and finishes completely different. Theirs is, ooh, yes, bitch. Like this. It's my favorite, hands down. Hands down. Y'all would believe that we were actually in Georgia. I went to Fort Benning. I guess it's called Fort Moore now because he was a racist or something. But I always call it Fort Benning, you know what I mean? Because that's where I lost my anal virginity to Uncle Sam. You know, so right there. It's one of those places. You ever like blocked out a traumatic experience you couldn't remember for the life of you? We were going down to Columbus. You can ask my buddy when he comes up here, the headliner Ben. We were driving down there and I was like, I cannot remember why this place seems so familiar, Columbus, Georgia, until I saw that sign for Fort Benning. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, it just happened again, guys. It's weird. They got a really long dick to fuck you with, guys, in the military. It's hard. I mean, not right now, but like... But I remember when I joined, like I told y'all, I went into the recruiter's office, like I'm sure a lot of y'all did, you know. And when I walked in there, told him about the situation with the girl, and he was like, all right, listen, you're interested in joining, I'm about to ask you a whole bunch of questions, okay? If you say yes to any of these questions, that means your enlistment stops here, right? So he asked me a whole bunch of questions that I lied about, you know? And then I was like, hey, before we move on, I just want to know how long until, you know, I get like drug tested or medically evaluated, because I need at least a month, because I smoke a shit ton of weed, right? You know, he'd already faxed some shit in and shit, you know, he was like, oh, you'll be good. This motherfucker calls me up 3 days later. He was like, hey, you gotta go up to MEPS, get evaluated, right? I was like, no I don't. You said that. So the good thing about the Army is they teach you a bunch of things. The very first thing I learned in the Army was how to pass a drug test. Yeah, apparently not very well, because the reason I got kicked out of the Army was for failing a drug test. They don't like that shit, guys. They were really serious about that. Do not like it when you do drugs. So I get sent up to MEPS, you know, where we all got medically evaluated to see if our asshole was loose enough to get that dick from Uncle Sam. And then, but before I went up there, I told my recruiter, I was like, hey, you know, I know what the inside baseball thing is. I'm just going to let you know before you send me up there, though, I do have a heart murmur. Do you think that's going to be an issue? And he kind of looked at me confused for a second, and he was like, you got a heart murmur? I said, all right, here's what you do. When you go up to MEPS, all right, it's very important, listen. When you go up to MEPS, just pretend you don't. I was like, sir, I don't think you know how hearts work. And he said, I ain't no sir, I'm a goddamn sergeant, I work for a living. I said, fuck you. That was the worst part about that, having to take shit from guys that were literally this tall. You know what I mean? Like, their chin was tickling my balls. Every time they yelled at me, it was fucking weird. But I did, I went up there, and by the time everything got said and done, when I originally went up there, I was supposed to be a UAV pilot, right? Because I was so good at Call of Duty, guys, coming up, you know what I mean? Like, I could bomb the shit out of anything from a remote control, you know what I mean? Like, that sounded cool, because like, I got to kill people and still from the comfort of my own living room, you know what I mean? Like, but by the time everything got said and done, I had to get a waiver. She was 8 months pregnant. I had to go in. They said, they called me up. You're in. You've only got 3 job options if you want to leave right away, though. Infantry, artillery, or a Bradley mechanic, right? And I told them, well, you know, I ain't trying to die, so make me a Bradley mechanic, right? Now, for those of y'all that were in the Air Force and didn't do shit, what a Bradley is that tank you see in every movie that's like carrying the soldiers to war, shit like that, you know? And I was like, that's cool, make me a mechanic. I want to fix shit, right? They got my ass so good, guys. come to find out, Bradley Mechanic is just code for the AAA of fucking Iraq, guys. Hell yeah. You know what happens when shit breaks down? We don't just leave it, guys. They send me out there with people in the front and the back. I don't even have a 9mm gun, guys. I'm just going out there with my 9mm wrench, hoping to fucking fix this shit before I get my head blown off. You know what I mean? It's fucking wild. The stupidest rule of all this was like, look, we got over there and they're like, hey, listen, when you go out on these recovery missions, once you get there, we basically start a stopwatch. You know, you got an hour to try and fix this thing, get it moving. If you can't do it in an hour, then you can haul it back, right? So every time we left, I told everybody at least a minute, just like a minute after we left, let's go ahead, guys, synchronize our watches for an hour ahead right now, because I ain't gonna be out there for an hour fixing shit while I got bullets flying, guys. You know what I mean? That's a lot of steps for my safety to be in jeopardy, and I can just hook this bad boy up and roll back. You know what I mean? If it makes y'all feel better, though, I never did get deployed. No, yeah. Yeah, like I said, she was pregnant. I got attached, I went down to El Paso, Texas, good old Fort fucking Bliss, right, you know? And went down there, and first off, when my first tour was about over, they were like, you want to re-up? I was like, can I go to Colorado? They were like, no, you kind of got a specialty job, and we really need you down here. I said, well, fuck you, I guess I'm out of the Army. You know what I mean? Because El Paso is a fucking shit town, guys. Can we give it back to Mexico already? Like, it is horrible. It is horrible, guys. I hated it. But when I got sick, sent down there, we were actually about to get deployed. So I was getting attached to, I was about to get attached to Rear D. And then I got there a week early, so I was about to get deployed. I walked right up the first day I got there, before my medical record and stuff. I thought maybe I had a chance to get there. I found my first sergeant. I walked right up to him and I was like, hey, first sergeant, listen. I don't know if you've had a chance to like look over my file or anything yet, but I don't think I'm the best person to go overseas right now. I don't know if you saw, I've got a heart murmur, and yeah, he did not like that, but I got to stay home. So that was cool. That was cool. Yeah, I did. Army was fun. I tell you, we got any parents in the house tonight getting away from the kids for a little bit? We got any parents in the house? None of them clap. We're afraid we got the kids in the back, and they're like, go get them, you know what I mean? I saw one guy raise his hand like, I mean, I didn't pull out. I don't know if that counts as a parent, you know. I'm a single dad myself. I've got 2 little boys. I've got a 6 and a 12-year-old that I've got full custody of. Thank you, 3 people. Fuck the rest of you. Y'all know damn well if I was a girl up here, every last one of y'all asses would have been like, you go girl! Do you, bitch? But I just got a dick, so I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing in life. That's how that works. I get it. For those of y'all that didn't clap, I'm gonna be honest, all right? When the judge told me I won, I was just as shocked as all y'all. I was like, shut up, for real? That's crazy. What's that make the count? I'm pretty sure it's like 1 for the guys, 250 million for the ladies. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. I get it too, because like y'all don't know how hard it is to win anything in life when you look like all of Kurt Cobain's problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. It's hard. And like, I don't know if I'm the best dad or not either, guys, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And if I'm gonna be completely honest, y'all are probably gonna question the same thing before I get off stage tonight. So if it is up for debate, here's what we can do, okay? After my buddy's done, we can all make a single file line tonight, after all the comedy's done, the bills are paid, out to my car, and we can go ask my kids, because that's where they're waiting for me until after the show. Fun fact, guys, CPS is a 9-to-5 job. They don't give a shit what happens to them after 5 on the weekends. Crazy. It's crazy. You learn a lot of fun things being a single parent. I carry this one to this day. Like anytime I go anywhere. Like I told y'all, my kids are 6 and 12. And to this day, I travel at all times with a car seat in the back seat with a blanket over top of it, because I found out real early that unlike AAA, The cops will come get you into your car for free if you lock your keys in there. You just have to tell them that there's a baby sleeping in the back and to be very quiet. Dude, it is so efficient, guys. So efficient. Y'all take that one with you. Use it next time, I promise. It works. It works. I liked how Vanessa was getting into the dark stuff early. Because like this past week, I was so excited to come down here, just be away from the kids for a little while. I had a babysitter and stuff, but I never get away. And last week they had spring break. So I was with them for 9 days straight. And after that was over, I went ahead and put in a petition to send to school to go ahead and cancel summer break. Because fuck the kids, all right? You know? Like, because I love them, right? But I mean, I got to. Their mom died. So I mean, it's like, yeah, y'all thought she was dark, y'all better buckle up. Better buckle up. Listen, so like, that was a weird time for me as a parent, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I never planned on that, you know, raising them by myself, things like that. She was 34 when she passed. And my son was only 10, 11 at the time, and I had to go everywhere with him, you know, I had to support him. Like, has anybody here ever had to go to a ex's funeral before? Right here? So y'all can probably vouch for me. That is one of the weirdest fucking things I've ever done in my life. You know, I was there to support my kid, but there was like, I had to sit there for two and a half whole hours while person after person after person went up there and talked nothing but nice about her. You know what I mean? Like at one point, I wanted to be like, Jackson officer, are we talking about the same bitch here? You know, but he was there. I couldn't do that to my son, you know. But like for example, like another thing that annoyed me was like the pastor was up there. Well, I don't know if it was a pastor, it was a female. I don't know if y'all were allowed to be pastors, but like there was somebody dressed up in like the robe and stuff back there. She was a female. She was like doing the pastoring, and she kept saying this one phrase over and over again. Right? She kept saying she had such an unfair fight. It was such an unfair fight with cancer. It was just so unfair fight. And it got so annoying, you know, because like, here, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the only unfair fight that she had with cancer is that she didn't have a kid with cancer that she could hold over cancer's head to live. You know what I mean? Like, that is it. It's gonna get worse, guys, hold on. This is just building up to the best part, all right? So I had to go by there afterwards, right? We had to go by the casket and we had to say our goodbyes, right? Son went first, I went right afterwards. And I said my goodbyes, you know, out of respect, but more so, if I'm being honest, out of fear, okay? Because like, I knew if I didn't say something when I walked by, that bitch was just gonna jump up and be like, wait, hey, you're gonna watch him? I think not, you know? So I just poked her with a pin, just to make sure. Oh, that's where the line is. Y'all don't like the other one, but I can poke a dead person. Fuck y'all, you demented fucks. It's weird though, because you get a bunch of questions asked too, right? You know, kids are always curious, and it doesn't help when a 10 or 11-year-old loses a parent, right? Well, I think the hardest thing I had to do was he asked me where his mom went, right? Where does mom go afterwards, right? I didn't know what to say, I'll be honest with you. I grew up very religious and stuff like that. I decided I'm gonna let my kids decide for themselves. I'm not really gonna force that kind of stuff on them, you know? So I was just honest with him. I said the only thing I knew, I said, your mom went to a better place, right? He was like, Dad, how do you know she went to heaven? I said, hold on. I don't know if she went to heaven, son. I don't know if she went to hell. I don't know if they exist, right? I just know she's in a better place. And he was like, how do you know that? I said, because son, wherever your mom is at this very, very moment, she is somewhere that doesn't include my child support anymore. That is a better place in my book, son. You know what I mean? It's fine, guys. She can't hear these jokes. We'll get rid of all that. We'll go through the dark stuff. We'll go back real quick. I got a few more things for y'all real quick. So, as you can tell, like I was excited to come out here. I put on the best outfit money to buy for y'all. You know, from Walmart. Don't laugh. That was an asshole laugh. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I'm looking at all y'all, none of y'all look like Target shoppers in here, so I don't know why y'all are judging me, you know. But listen, my favorite section of Walmart is the Kurt Cobain section. Have y'all seen that section of Walmart? Look, if you haven't, next time you're there, you definitely gotta go give it a gander. You can't miss it. It's right between the self-help books and the shotguns. It hits you right between the eyes. For y'all under 25 in the back, Kurt Cobain was his. I've been watching a lot of specials lately as well on TV. And I feel like I need to clarify with this accent in particular. Like I've been watching documentaries, not retards, because like that's what TikTok's for, you know. But I watched this one last week. It really interested me. It was on one of my favorite actors growing up. Y'all remember Michael J. Fox, the guy from Back to the Future? Everybody, Michael J. Fox, loved him. Loved him ever since that Doc Hollywood movie when I got to see my first pair of tits. Like I loved him so much, you know. And Back to the Future, that was one of my favorites too. And I saw this documentary come out and I said, I gotta see this. Dude, they did this man dirty so many times in this documentary. Number one, if y'all haven't seen it yet, the name of the documentary is called Still. Okay? Now I watched, it was about a 2.5 hour documentary, right? And I'm gonna let y'all know right now, Michael J. Fox could not say still to save his goddamn life in that documentary. You know what I mean? Like, it was weird seeing that, and you know, they're talking about making a new Back to the Future 4 soon, and I figured like after this documentary, he'd come out with his like own line or something or another, right? Maybe for like a charitable organization, something like that. You know, he needs to, right? He needs to capitalize right now while he's in, you know, the public light again. And I thought, hear me out, okay? I thought, what better product for Michael J. Fox to endorse, right? Than vibrators for ladies, right? Who better to endorse a vibrator than a man with Parkinson's, guys? Come on. Come on. And listen, it's not too grotesque. It's not his dick. It's just his left hand that goes like this, you know, whole time. You pull the little thing on the battery tap. You don't know when it's going to come on, but when it comes on, it gets you this orgasm in 0 to 88 seconds from flat, ladies. Like, it is back to orgasm, you know? I put way too much time and thought into this. You know what the perfect name for his vibrator would be too, guys? Perfect name for Michael J. Fox's vibrator. The Fox capacitor. It's right. It's right there. It is right there, guys. God, he'd be a millionaire even more. I tell you, my son, though, my oldest one, he's fun, but my youngest one, he's fun too. This past, I guess about 2 weeks ago now, I was a Sunday afternoon, you know, I got back from the road, and on Sundays I like to sit in my living room, and I like to watch my favorite show of all time, Scared Straight. Y'all remember that show? Scared Straight in here? Yeah. Listen, that's my favorite show of all time, right? I have seen that show so many times. Number one, they got the title of that show all wrong. All right? For those of y'all who've ever seen it, tell me you don't agree with me. They should have never called it Scared Straight. What they should have called it is Get Straight or Get Gaped. Okay? Now y'all seen it? All they do, take a bunch of degenerate kids, they put them on a school bus, they take them to a jail, where for an hour or more, they just get threatened with dick in their ass. That's the only thing. That's the only way they scare the kids, right? It's not like the kids are going to be better out of the goodness of their heart, you know what I mean? They just don't want this 6'8" black motherfucker sticking an arm up their ass, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't beat my kids, so I like to watch that show because I want them to know I've got options. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I was watching it the other day. Can I get another one? In my Red Bull vodka. And my little one comes running in there. He's got his hands closed, right? Comes running in there, really excited. He's like, Dad, can I please keep this pen, right? And I looked at him. Okay, he's 6 years old. He's got his hands closed. And I said, son, before we discuss what's in your hand right now, I feel like I need to ask you one very important question, buddy. All right? Now listen close, okay? Why are you butt-ass naked right now? Like, I'm gonna be a weird, I'll be honest, son, that's a weird time to ask daddy for anything in life, okay? Let's put that in the old memory bank for later, all right? But I played along, so I was like, all right, son, what are we working with, okay? So my son slowly opens up his hand, and I see what looks like a half a piece of a spaghetti noodle in there start wiggling around, right? I feel like we got some other parents in the house right now. Thank you. And I told him, I said, son, I don't know what that is, but I don't think we can keep that pet, right? And he said, Dad, he got very defensive. He's like, Dad, you gotta let me keep this pet. This pet is a magical pet. I said, son, what's so magical about this pet? He went, Dad, making sure no one hears a secret, Dad, this pet came out of my butt. And then he bent over and was like, look, Dad, he brought friends. And God, y'all seen that scene in Alien before? Like, I called the nurse's hotline right away. Like I'm not lying. I'm a single dad. I have no women living in the house. I panicked, right? I called the nurse's hotline. I was like, man, you gotta help me. I broke my kid. The stuffing's coming out everywhere. She was like, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly normal, Mr. Saunders. Something called pinworms, right? Right? And like, I've never heard that growing up. But here's the thing. I am a little bit on the spectrum, okay, and certain things get on my nerves more so than probably other people, but she kept saying it's perfectly fine and perfectly normal so many goddamn times that I had to look at my ass and I started wondering, like, where am I at? You know what I mean? Like, how come I don't, if this is so normal, right? Plus, you can probably tell from the accent, like, I didn't grow up in New York, you know what I mean? I grew up in North Carolina, okay? And everybody on my road, we used to all gather up on our bikes, all of our buddies, and we used to ride down to the fishing hole during the summertime, right? Fish during the day, okay? Now listen, not once. We're all, me and my buddies, waiting. And then the last buddy come riding up on his bike. Go, hey guys, guess what? We ain't gotta dig up no night crawlers today. I got worms coming out the ass, son. You know what I mean? And that didn't happen once, guys. Not fucking once, ever. Another funny thing that, so with my son, he's been going through some stuff, the one that lost his mom and stuff, right? And I've been letting him work through it, right? I mean, you got to at that age, you got to try to let them find themselves out without being too controlling, work through their emotions, especially after the loss of a parent. So we went through some stuff. I thought it all had came to a head, like this past summer. He was up at camp for about a month, and it was 2 days before end of camp. I get this phone call. I'm gonna go pick up my son from camp. He's being kicked out, right? He was there for almost 28 days. The day before I was actually supposed to go up there, I had to go up there, and there he is, sitting in the office with all the other counselors, and I had to sit there, and they had to keep telling me, I was like, well, why is he getting kicked out, right? They were like, well, Mr. Saunders, your son kept coming out of his bunk every morning, open the door, nothing but his Pokemon underwear on, with his Pokeball squeezed out of his leg hole ever so slightly. Running up to all the little girls going, gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all. And apparently they had to call me up there so I could explain to him, son, you are a counselor. Now, like, you can't be doing that stuff around the little ones, And then this past, so the third quarter, for those of y'all who have kids, you probably had around the same time too. Third quarter just ended, right? And I don't know about y'all's school with your kids, but a lot of schools, they have like quarterly grades, or quarterly awards and stuff like that, ceremonies and stuff like that, And last week, I got a phone call from my youngest son's school. They called me. They were like, hey, Mr. Saunders, can you come in here Tuesday for the award ceremony? Your kid is getting the award for the most outstanding kid in the grade for the quarter, right? And I said, bullshit, you got the wrong number. You talking about my kid, for real? She's like, yeah. I was like, all right, whatever. So I went in there, okay? And I went to the cafeteria the next day where all the grade award ceremonies are held, and where my son got a certificate that said he was the most outstanding kid in the grade, right? Then he got a gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse that Daddy got to use later. Fuck y'all, he eats McDonald's. I ain't wasting that shit on him, you know what I mean? I made him, okay? Listen, I know that there's a lot of women, so this probably ain't gonna go over too well, but I'm gonna just have to speak my truth as a man right now, okay? Listen, I think some of y'all ladies take it a little too far. I think y'all want a little too much credit for carrying that baby around for 10 months, all right? That's all I hear. I carried you around for 9-10 months. That's how, yeah, go back to anatomy class. Oh, really? But 9-10 months, whatever, right? And then, listen, I carried him at least in my ball sack for 25 years before I shot him in there. Y'all know how much more that is than y'all? Come on. Come on. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Went over better than I thought. But he got an award, and as I'm leaving his school, right, I get a phone call from my other son's school. It's same, you know, they got the same schedules and stuff, so I was like, what are the odds he just won an award right now, right? Now listen, this might be a little far-fetched, but, and I don't know if you count it, but my son won the award for ISS. Yeah. For those of y'all getting two shoes that didn't laugh, that is in-school suspension, you fucking pricks. Yeah, he got in trouble for fighting, right? The kid gets in trouble for fighting, they're not allowed to ride the school bus home that day, apparently. So they punish the kid and the parent. So there I am at the end of the day, having to get off work early. I get out of my car, I get about 50 yards away from those big glass double doors in front of every school, and I see my son standing hand in hand with the school resource officer, right? 50 yards away. Now, for those of y'all that don't know what a school resource officer is, I'm assuming you grew up before school shootings, okay? What a school resource officer is, it's a regular cop. He's got a gun, badge, everything, right? He just couldn't cut it doing any of the other shit out on the street, so they put him in charge of the kids. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen a fit one? Every single one of those motherfuckers look like Paul Blart Mall Cop. What the fuck are they protecting? Not a goddamn thing. I get about 50 yards away from him, and I see him holding hands with my son, and I panic. I'm like, fuck. I really hope I don't smell like weed right now. I'd be like mad if both of us got in trouble on the same day, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a good look. But I walked in there, I was good. He put my son into another room, and he pulled me back out, and he was like, Mr. Saunders, I need to talk to you for a minute. And he knows what's been going on with my son, losing his mom and stuff. He's actually been very helpful. He's been trying to like kind of mentor him a little bit, you know. Like, I guess as far as cops go, he is a straight killer, all right, if I'm being honest. Thank you, one person in the back. But he put him to the side and he pulled me out there and he's like, Mr. Saunders, I saw Noah coming out of ISS today and I decided to stop. And I said, Noah, what did you do to get into ISS today, bud? And he said, my son at that point stopped, looked very embarrassed. It's like, Officer Roberts, I don't really know how to say this. It's kind of embarrassing. But I'm in ISS today for doing your mom. Yeah. Guys, do y'all know how hard it was for me not to laugh directly into a cop's face? Like, I'm a comedian. That's great fucking material, okay? I gotta teach my son to read the room a little bit, you know, but it was good. It was good. So he's got OSS now. By the way, before I get off, y'all been fantastic so far. I do got 2 more for y'all. I like fun facts and stats, things like that, just random bits of information. I like to leave everybody just a little bit smarter than when they came in here, okay? These are all true, I promise. I will have to ask a few questions first. So the first one, is there anybody in here, no, it's a long shot probably, but is there anyone in here with a birthday between January 12th and January 19th? Anybody else? Oh, you're about ready to hand. Right there, there we go, all right. There we go. I usually get at least one person in a room with 30 people to raise their hand and ask that question. Swear to God. Because in America, a lot of people don't know that, between January 12th and January 19th, that is when the most kids are born every year, right? And my mind, when I first heard this stat, is where I'm sure a lot of your minds went. When is the most sex being had so I can plan for next year, right? Yeah. Guys, it's this week. It's April 12th through the 19th right now, guys. Yeah. Every now and then it falls on Easter. We're really humping like rabbits out there this time of year, guys. Yeah. Who knew that even sperm like to get egg hunt around this time of year? You know what I mean? Yeah. Plus, I'm pretty sure next Easter, y'all are all going to leave. Y'all are all going to see all these He is Risen signs. You might even see some up right now. You're not going to think of Jesus. And I do apologize for that. Say a prayer for me. All right. And last, is there a round of applause? How many people here got one of those COVID vaccines back in the day? We got to get COVID vaccine? Yeah? I'm going to be honest. I didn't think Florida got any. That is crazy. That's cool. There's a lot more people than I thought would clap. Now, do any of y'all happen to get my favorite one of all time, the Johnson & Johnson? Anybody get a Johnson & Johnson? That dude in the back, he must be Navy. He's like, yeah, I love all the dicks, baby. I'm just kidding. Johnson & Johnson was my favorite, though, because it shed light on the company, right? A lot of people didn't know that they did other things besides make shitty vaccines and tearless shampoos for babies, right? They do these crazy independent studies I think all y'all are going to find fascinating, right? I just saw this one 2 weeks ago. Johnson & Johnson said, after immense study, that 78% of every single man in America had their dick sucked by another guy. Hey guys, y'all got a little too quiet. Here, rat piss on cotton right now, guys. I don't mean to call you out in front of all your ladies and shit, you know what I mean? Plus, you're gonna ruin the fun. Before I get off stage, we're gonna take a quick little poll just to see how accurate it is, all right, guys? All right? Now listen, we've had some laughs. We're in a safe place, okay? Guys, if you fall into that 78%, that's had your dick sucked by another man, just go ahead and raise that hand up loud and proud with me. For all these ladies in here to see how progressive we are, guys. Go ahead. Just raise it on up, guys. I'll wait. Okay. Swinger table? No? Just making sure. All right. Y'all are a little more progressive than I give you credit for. Ladies, I want you to look around right now at all the guys that aren't raising their hand. All the guys that aren't raising their hand in here, okay? Especially if you're on a date with them. If you're with a guy that's not raising their hand, you're with a guy that falls into the other 22% of the study, okay? Because that's how math works, all right? The other 22%, they were the ones that were actually sucking the dick. So, guys, y'all been fantastic. My name's Hulin. Have a good night. Thank y'all.
Questioning themselves right now. A lot of women looking at their men. You part of that 22%. I can't be with a man that's been with a man. I'm sorry. This ain't gonna happen. I don't need that kind of competition.